Team Sorcerers here, and I'm here for another top 5 or above video. God, it's been a while since we've done one of these. In fact, it's been a while since I've done one of these. But yeah, this was something I was planning to do for quite a while. I was originally going to do this on my channel, but since I'm currently busy uploading the Ultimate Championship and the Endurance, I'm going to upload it to here. So this is my top 15 funny nicknames for cards, whether I came up with them or whether someone else came up with them. And these are the 15 that stand out. Now, there will be a lot of very rude names for them, so be warned. Not so much these first two. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Number 15, Crystal Bacon. Now, I'm pretty sure it was the one and only Xylophony that came up with the funny nickname, but yeah, since he played Crystal Beasts and said that it kind of rubbed off on me, and I started calling it this card myself whenever I'd play my own Crystal Beast deck, and this would confuse a lot of people, but yeah, it's still pretty funny all the same. The only problem is it gives me a craving for bacon, but still funny regardless. Number 14, Allure of Dank Memes. Now I don't remember who came up with this. It might have been my good friend Darkness L1989, or it might have been me. It was more likely him, I'm not sure. But yeah, it seems pretty funny. Dark and dank, almost sounding the same. And it's sort of a reflex, just calling it Allure of Dank Memes whenever I activate Allure of Darkness. It's just a habit that's sort of rubbed off. Obviously it has nothing to do with memes, but still funny nonetheless. Number 13, Cock Resonator. Yes, I once called this card Cock Resonator just as a joke when I played against Neo Nexodus for the very first time ever in that duel which started off in the CAF and finished at Avril's place. So he was on Junk, I was playing my Jack Atlas character deck, and I then thought it would be funny just to call it Cock Resonator, because why not? I thought it would be funny, and I swear we're mature. Well, maybe not so much back then, but yeah, it was just a random funny moment from back then. One of the highlights of my very first trip to Margate. Number 12, Cock Tower Prison. It's just something to joke about. Now, this kind of started when I think it was George that actually sparked this off. He didn't make the joke, I did. I think I misheard him and thought he said Cock Tower Prison. I don't know if I actually did mishear him or whether I jokingly did, just for the fun of it, but yeah, it was just a funny moment, and yeah, sometimes if this gets played I would jokingly mishear him and imply that he said cock instead of clock. Number 11, Cock Wyvern. Like, I swear not all these cards are about cocks. But But yeah, this is basically a similar joke to the last one. Although I think I jokingly called this Cockwyvern, I'm not sure. Either that or there'd be times where, George would summon Clockwyvern and I would say, I'm sorry, what Wyvern? Again, jokingly implying that he said cock instead of clock. Really, that's all there is to it. Number 10, I think this is a favourite of Express Gaming's, Jizzo. Now, I'm pretty sure someone else called him Jizzo, either that or he started the joke. But yeah, it's quite simply because Jinzo almost sounds like jizz. And even today he carries on this joke about Jinzo jizzing on traps. Yeah, because obviously, yeah, it's an anti-trap card. Yeah, really, that's all there is to it. I mean, I don't generally use it much, but again, it's a joke that he likes to carry on, basically. Number 9, Lava Scrotum. Now, you would think it was me that came up with this, since I sometimes call Lava Golem Lava Scrotum, but it was actually an old friend of mine that came up with this back in 2005, so yeah, way back in Go format. This was the brother of yeah, my dear friend Old Man Sebi. Of course, his brother is a dear friend as well, and back in the day he used to play a burn deck, and he gave Lava Golem the funny nickname Lava Scrotum, because, yeah, Golem and Scrotum kind of sound similar. But yeah, that's what he came up with, so all credit goes to him for the name, but I just carried it on, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Number 8, Scrotum Sakuratsu Armor. Now, this is something I came up with. Yeah, another Scrotum card. But yeah, this was one that I came up with, I'm pretty sure in the mid-2000s, and it's just sort of stuck, and sometimes I jokingly say, activate Scrotum Sakuratsu Armor. In fact, when I used it recently, which was in the past formats, Endurance, I couldn't tell if it made Steve either facepalm or restrain himself from laughing, or both. His reactions to my jokes are priceless. And yeah, obviously the joke comes from the name Scrotum Sack, and I sort of mixed the two names together. That was pretty much it. Number 7, Tribe Ejaculating Virus. Yeah, this was something else that I came up with back in Go format. Yeah, I just thought it would be funny. Again, another immature joke about jizzing. Yeah, I thought it would be funny because infecting and ejaculating, again, kind of sounds similar, but not really. And yeah, that's really all there is to it, pretty much. Number 6, Totally Arsehole. Yeah, that's my nickname for Totally Awesome. I don't have it, of course, so I can't show it, but yeah, I came up with this nickname like sometime after it was released. I don't remember when, but yeah, this is more of an insult to Toad than a funny nickname, because as you know, I hate Toad with a passion, so much so that it's my second most hated Xyz monster in the entire game. And I figured calling it Totally Arsehole would be absolutely hilarious to me. Yeah, I even got Express Gaming and Wyvern Watch calling Toad that as well. Because, yeah, it is an arsehole of a card. Making it was a mistake. But I already talked about that in other videos. Number 5, Traptrix Diarrhea. My insulting nickname for Traptrix Diarrhea. Now again, I don't have the card on me, so, but yeah, this was a name that I think I came up with, or someone else did, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I thought it would be funny because, again, Diarrhea and diarrhea sound very similar. And yeah, again, I thought it would be more of an insulting name than a funny nickname, because again, I absolutely hate Traptrix. It's an archetype that I wish didn't exist. So yeah, that's what I came up with. That's all there is to it. Number 4, Bluey Wooey, which is more of a cute nickname that Emma Blue Eyes 10 came up with for Blue Eyes White Dragon, or I guess any Blue Eyes monster really. Yeah, it was kind of funny, especially when she'd say it in a squeaky voice, which actually made someone from her old locals just piss himself laughing. That's how funny it was, and even I chuckled when she'd say it around me. So it's not necessarily the name, it's generally the way she says it, more than anything. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Number 3, Pot of Ava Piss. Now, this was another one I came up with, but I don't remember when the joke originated. I remember first mentioning it in 2009. I know it was definitely sometime before September 2009 that I came up with the funny nickname, but yeah, obviously avarice sounds similar to avapiss, so it's, yeah, missing out the H is slang, of course. Yeah, I just thought it would be funny, just joking about having a piss when playing this card, and then the joke sort of rubbed off on my good friend Derek at one point, and there was another point where Boolsy was saying it made him need the toilet at one point, and during the time that Pot of Avarice was banned, I'd carry on the joke with its jar counterpart, Jar of Avarice. So whenever I'd play that in a deck, I'd go, activate jar of Ava piss. And yeah, that's that joke. Number 2, Destiny Hero Delicious. Now this was something that another old friend of mine and old man Sebis came up with, like back in 2007. It was so funny. Like on this old forum that we used to be on, he actually photoshopped this card, edited the name, and put a cake on top of Mally's head, and obviously renamed it Destiny Hero Delicious. And I was just in tears of laughter when I saw this. I even told Express Gaming about this joke some time ago, and it set him off laughing as well. And sometimes I'd call it that. And even friends like Derek and Darknessl1989 would give it a sort of reference that name in a way. Yeah, when they go banish Malish for Malish, and also add for such delish. And that was pretty much it. Okay, before I get to the number 1 pick, I'm going to give a couple of honourable mentions to some names that Express Gaming came up with a couple of pot cards. He once called Pot of Duality Pot of Delicious for some reason, and it just had me and another friend of ours, Pask, in tears of laughter. It was just more the randomness of it. And then there was another time during one of the Dark Magician raid bosses where he played Pot of Dichotomy and called it Pot of Disappointment. This was just more confusing than anything, and I was like, wait, what do you mean, disappointment? I wonder if that was a reference to its drawback, where you can't conduct your battle phase in the same turn. But it was still pretty funny nonetheless. Anyway, in at number 1, and yes, you've guessed it, it's Twin Twist My Nipples. The funniest nickname for a card I ever came up with for Twin Twisters. I don't remember how long ago it was that I came up with it, but the joke's been around for years. And yeah, it's an obvious joke about twisting nipples, really. Mainly referencing that bit in South Park, where those cable companies guy, oh gee, that's terrible. Like, you know what I'm on about if you've ever seen South Park, but yeah, I just randomly thought it would be funny, like making a joke about people who twist nipples, yeah, it's become sort of a reflex now. I mean, I don't do this all the time, but yeah, I do it most of the time. And the reactions I get are just priceless. People are going like, excuse me? Or they go, what the hell? Or some just die laughing, like Wiggy, Emma and her mum, once upon a time. And even Express Gaming has carried on the joke as well. Now, there was one point where I did end up regretting coming up with that nickname, but now it's like, not so much. It's still funny, even to this day. And whenever I say it around George, he's like, oh my god. So yeah, that's basically it. Those are the top 15 funny nicknames for cards. Are there any that I've missed? If you think I've missed any, then do let me know in the comments section down below. Anyway, thanks for watching, whoops, and I'll see you later.